All right, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. Oh man, that was quick. That was too quick. But that's the new opener. There is no opener. I'm just going to go live right at noon. Oh, it's it's not quite noon. A couple minutes. That's okay. For the latecomers, they'll just miss out on a tune or two. Oh man, what a big time we're having. I don't know if you caught the first edition of Possum's Woodshed last night. It's kind of exciting. Hello, Alan. Hello, Alan. I'm going to go back and play some old tune here. Let's play the Old Soldier's Joy. I haven't played that in so long. You know we love it. We'll play it 14 different ways. Actually, we'll play it one way, but that's okay. Let's try it in the key of D. Key of D. Oh, what did I started playing Fisher's Hornpipe there in the middle of that for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, hey, Alistair. Yeah, oh yeah, you know the thing. I should hang on a second. I meant to make that public this morning. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can't access that anymore. Let's see. I got to find that content here. Hang on a second. What I'm doing now is I'm making Possum's Woodshed public because the live stream is only for patrons, but once the live stream is run, I will make it public, and I'm going to do that right now. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make it so you can watch it right directly from the YouTube channel. You don't even have to go. You can go to the Patreon page if you want, and let's see. Let's see. From private to public. How do I do this? Let's see. Hang on. What the heck am I doing here? Oh, public. There we go. Boom. Done. Save. I just launched it. Okay. Whew. What a relief. All right. So, yeah, I meant to do that this morning. So now, if you still want all the dots, there's a load of dots. They'll still be only on the Patreon page, but now you can just go to my YouTube channel and find it as a public event, public video, whatever. That was a lot of fun last night. Hey, Eugene's here. Man, Alistair, how's everything in Scotland? Sunny Scotland. That's not something you're able to say a lot of times of the year, I think. But actually, where you are, it is kind of nice. Not like being up in the Highlands there, where it's kind of close in on you, the clouds and the rain. We always go to Scotland. We've only been to Scotland ever in March and October. And especially in March, it's rain central, man. But sometime I need to go to Scotland in the summertime because I know the weather's there. It's quite nice in the summer, but not anytime soon. Because we like to go to things that happen in Scotland in the spring and fall. So, All right, so spring and late fall, I should say. All right, let's have another tune here. We'll stay right here in the key of D. And let's see, what do we got here? I think we call this Bob Walters hornpipe in D, or Bob Walters tune in D. Here we go. Let's see if we can do that. Hey! That's a good old tune. A lot of notes there, though. A lot of string crossing, but it's not really that hard to play. It's a good. Aaron, what's up, dude? Aaron was there last night for the inaugural launch of the Possum's Woodshed. Man, Pat really put me on the spot, though, wanting me to play. I was going to practice those tunes slow for both my and your benefit, and then she wants to play them up to tempo so she can practice her piano stuff. Well, what could I do? I had to go along. Didn't have any chance. Didn't have any choice. How's everything in Rio Rancho? Man, one time I was up in visiting my sister. She lived up in Idaho, and I took my mother and 2 children, and we flew out there. And while my mother was visiting with my sister every day, we took a ride in the car with the kids, and we drove up north of. She lived near, what was the town? Near Rexburg, Idaho, which is the potato country. And so we drove up north to where the terrain is a little more interesting. Anyway, we drove by this big spread, and it's had a big sign above the entrance, Rancho Costa Mucho. I thought that was pretty funny. But I'm easily amused. Hey, you know what? I don't know if I wasn't supposed to be here today, but something auspicious and expeditious happened yesterday evening. I'll just share that with you right now. I was supposed to be helping with the judicial system of Cook County.
If your summons states that you are a standby juror scheduled to appear at the Richard J. Daley Center at 50 West Washington Street, Chicago, Illinois.
On
September 18th, 2024.
and your last name begins with the letter
I, as in India.
through and including last names beginning with the letter
M, as in Mike.
you are required to report for jury service. All others will be resummoned at a later date. To repeat this
Woohoo!
message, press the pound key.
Let's turn the mic back on. Once again, I was saved by the alphabet. Woohoo! Didn't have to go to jury duty. Can't tell you what a pain it is to go down to the Daily Center in downtown Chicago for jury duty. I've had to do it a couple times since I've lived here. There's no place to park, so you either have to take public transportation, which is okay. I don't mind riding the L down into the loop, or you pay $50 to park for the day. And they pay. Last time I went there, I got $18. Not bad. And sat around all day, and then I went into a courtroom and got eliminated in the jury selection process. Like, praise be. I didn't want to be part of that particular jury. It was actually a murder trial. I didn't want to be there for a month, But I don't know what happens to people who get sequestered. Oh my God, must be really awful. But got to be done. We need it. We need it. So anyway, I didn't have to go to jury duty today. Yeah, I escaped. Only I through M had to appear. And then you're standby juror, so you're down there. You're probably not going to get called, but, because you're just waiting there to see if, they aren't able to, and I think if they aren't able to pick 12 from the first batch, then they go to the alternates. But anyway, I didn't have to go. All right. Yeah, he said jinxing things. Yes. Yeah, you don't want to jinx it, man. Pat gets really mad at me when we're driving down the freeway. I said, man, we're making good time. She always slaps me because don't say that. That's the worst thing you can say. We're making good time. All right, how about another tune? Playing old favorites today. Let's play a little Fisher's Hornpipe. We'll play it. Stay in D. Stay in D, Alan. And we'll play a little Fisher's Hornpipe. Here we go. Watch out. Oh, ended up an F there. That's where it was originally written. You know, if you look in the old book, like Cole's 1,000 Fiddle Tunes. It's written in F, but where it lays good out in D as well. But old Jake Hockemeyer from down at Mocaine, Missouri, always played it in F. And I think, thinking of which, go check out the Missouri State Old Time Fiddlers Association Bandcamp website, because my buddy John Williams, I released to him all my old archival stuff, and he's been going crazy putting them up on there for people to enjoy. But he put up all my recordings of the Fiddling Sheriff, George Morris, who was from Columbia, Missouri, there, around near where I grew up. In fact, he was from Hallsville, in fact, or Brown Station, one of those little towns north of Columbia. But I recorded him in the early 80s. He was in his late 80s, and I was like, 27 years old, 26 years old. Anyway, there's an article that we wrote for the Fiddlers Association way back when about him, and there's a lot of good tracks of me recording him when he's in his 80s, but the most interesting thing of all is there's all these nice recordings that were done originally on wire recording, and then transferred to 78 RPM discs. That was a service that you could do. You know, you have your material transferred to some more playable format. And so I recorded all these discs from his nephew who lived in St. Louis, and just kind of wasn't very high tech, just kind of recorded him through the air. He had an old 78 player, and I had my reel-to-reel tape recorder with a microphone, and we just recorded him through the air. And but they turned out pretty good. I think John massaged them a little bit to take out some of the noise, but you go check those out. That guy was an incredible fiddle player and massively influential on Missouri old-time fiddling, because he could read music. He had the old Ryan's Mammoth collection, which he got from a guy he learned from, and he would take these fancy hornpipes out of Ryan's and spread them around, you know, because all you have to do is take a good tune to a contest that no one's heard, and if you beat them with it, everybody's going to want to learn it, and that's kind of what he did. Anyway, all right. Oh, a third variation. Yes, yeah, I love that third variation. That's from Major Franklin, I think. Yeah, that's. I love that little variation. Yeah. Oh man, I'm going to study on that. I used to could play that little Major Franklin variation on Fisher's hornpipe. Something like that. Oh man, that's really nice. Anyway, I used to could play it. There's enough of a fragment of it left in my brain, I can probably resurrect it. Oh, George Morris learned, he learned from a lot of local fiddlers his dad played, but the guy who taught him to play and taught him to read music was a guy named John Hill, who lived up in Hallsville. And if you read my article I wrote about him, I did quite a bit of research to try to figure out who the guy was. I actually found his probate material at the Boone County Courthouse that listed all of his personal property when he died, and there was a violin in there. But he was a music reading, maybe even a violinist. I'm not sure how there was a violinist in Hallsville, Missouri in 1908. But he might have worked at the university, maybe in the music department or something. But yeah, that's who George learned to read music from, and who helped him get all those tunes out of the Ryan book, because that guy had a copy of the Ryan book that he gave to George, I understand. Yeah, go read my article. It's a pretty good read. I wrote it back in 1984, if you can imagine. But yeah, and George played on KFRU radio in Columbia for years, the local AM radio station. He was the morning show guy. So that, now, talk about your intelligence insulting morning drive shows that are on radio today. Then back then you had George Morris on the radio for drive time. That wouldn't be too bad. Of course, I'm not sure when he was playing that cars had radios yet. Maybe they did. Anyway, that's the deal with George Morris, man. Yeah, you don't have to buy it either. You can just stream it. You don't have to buy it. So, hey, how about another video? I want to share a little bit more of our excursion on the Chicago River. Let's watch a little bit of that. It's very short. Won't take too much time. Here we go.
Now, the architect calls these towers Marina City. We call them the Corncob Towers. Corncob Towers were designed by Bertrand Goldberg, a student of Mies van der Rohe.
That's cool as heck, if you ask me. So that's called the Marina City, or the Marina Towers, they call it. That's those corncob shaped towers. They have scalloped. Of course, leave it to people not to call it what the architect called it. It's the corncob towers. But you're in Illinois, right? But it's got these scalloped effect. They're really tall. I mean, it's a residential thing. It's got parking garages, like the first 5 or 6 stories up is parking area. And it's round, but like I said, it's scalloped on the top. So anyway, those have been there since the late 70s, I think. And there's a movie called The Hunter, which is about a bounty hunter starring Steve McQueen, that came out in 1980. And one of the stunts they did in that movie, Steve McQueen is chasing this guy around that parking garage in a tow truck, and he's smashing up all the cars as he goes around and around down trying to catch this guy. And the guy runs out of rope and makes a wrong turn, and his car goes out through the wire. There's just like cables holding you from going into the river, and boom, he goes out and goes right into the Chicago River. And so what you see there is a shot of the towers. We were on our tour, and then I remembered this movie, and I found on YouTube the cut. So you got the guy going off in the movie into the Chicago River, and then you've got I think at the time it probably was big news that they were going to do this, right? So you got a view from outside by a news crew taking video of when the thing goes out. So the guy says launch, and the car comes whew, out and into the drink. Pretty fantastic car stunt, though, if you ask me. I don't think there was anybody in the car when they did it. I think they literally launched it. That's pretty amazing. All right. Enough of that frivolity, but it put me in mind of that when we went on that tour. I said, oh, those are those towers from that Steve McQueen movie from 1980. So if you get a chance, I'm sure you can stream it somewhere. Probably on YouTube for free, to be honest. It's such an old movie. The Hunter with Steve McQueen. It's a pretty good film, too, actually. All right. You learn so much culture here on this program. I tell you, not many fiddle tunes, but a lot of culture. All right, let's play another tune here. Let's move over to G. Let's play a little clarinet polka here. Sorry, it goes G, D, G, C. So changes key. Start back at the beginning. clarinet polka there for you. Sorry about that. The banjo people following along on their other instruments. Changes keys. Didn't think of that before I started it. I really like that tune played in B flat. Yeah. That it sounds really good there. I've never worked it out, but I like to hear it in B flat. It might be my own personal challenge here in the next little bit. It sounds good there, but it works good in G too. Okay, we'll stay in G. Let's play a little bit of, let's see. We'll play old Fort Smith. Let's play a little bit of old Fort Smith. I was trying to think what that tune was. Oh yeah. No, the architecture in Chicago is amazing. I could go on that boat tour every week. We only go when we have visitors, but I don't know why we just don't go sometimes on our own. I never get tired of it. And sometimes they vary the tour. They go up, the Chicago River has many branches, and you're going right through the middle of the loop. I mean, it's pretty incredible. I think they say it's the most popular tour in the United States, actually. So there you go. If you're ever up here, go on it. It wasn't very expensive either, I don't think. Let's play that. Old Fort Smith, here we go. Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what's going on this weekend? If you're in central or southern Illinois, I think they're having the Central Illinois Old Time Jam at Friends Creek Conservation Area near Cisco, Illinois. It's an invite thing, though, so I think you need to go on the Facebook page and find the Central Illinois Old Time group and ask to join, and then you'll see what's going on. That's a fun deal. Aaron's been. I've been 3 times, and we'd go this week, except we're tied up playing a dance, but it's a heck of a nice, fun time out there. And the last time we were there was the height of the cicada burst, so you'd sit down and look down at, you'd be playing along, and then you look down at your leg, and there'd be like 6 cicadas on your leg. I mean, they were like flying through the air, crashing into your head. I mean, never saw so many cicadas. I don't know if you're familiar with these mites that are blooming where the cicadas were. We have them really bad here. Apparently, at first I heard about these mites. I thought, what, these mites like live on the cicadas, and then when the cicadas hatch, the mites come out? No, the thing is, the mites are here all the time, but the cicadas provide a bloom of chow for these mites, and so like massive, huge numbers more than you would ever imagine are out there. And Pat's been bitten like 3 or 4 times just in the backyard messing around. Now she wears her high-tech bug spray when she goes out. But yeah, I mean, it makes a welt on you. Go look up cicada mite bites. It's like, I mean, it's a tiny little thing you can't even see, and it leaves a welt on you like, you know, big as a quarter. It's pretty amazing. Cicada mites. Who knew there was such a thing? There's so many dangers in this world, folks. So many dangers. You got to be always on your toes. Oh, the new broom. Yes, I can play the new broom. Hey, Steven. All right. I've never seen you here before, man. Welcome. We do this almost every day at noon during the weekdays. So, yeah, we'll do it again tomorrow. So, oh, new broom. Oh. I think I got it. I think I found it. Key of G. There's the old new broom, by gosh. Yes. Oh, the indoorsmen fear these mites more than anybody. We have a tremendous fear of the out of doors. That's why we send our wives out into the yard to do the yard work. But hey, that's about does it for me today. You know what I'm going to leave you with, though? I'm going to leave you with another one of our special videos. Our friend Martine, who was here from up in Quebec City when we had our little show last week. Man, it seems time flies. Time flies. But anyway, here's a little thing by Bill Guest. I didn't know he wrote this. He told me he wrote this. Becky's Jig. So I'll see you tomorrow at noon. Don't miss it. Tell a friend. Bye-bye. That's it. See you. They might